Exactement, tout à fait. Alors, merci. Mesdames et messieurs, je vous souhaite la bienvenue aux célébrations du 200e anniversaire de visite de Général Lafayette à Leesburg. Nous sommes le cours de fifre et tambour du lycée Saint-Paul VI en Chantilly, Virginie. Ils sont tellement honorés d'être venus ici pour cette célébration. Oh, pardonnez-moi, mais peut-être que vous ne parlez pas le français. Perhaps you do not speak French. Thus I shall continue in English and in my own voice as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to the celebrations marking the 200th anniversary of Lafayette's visit to Leesburg. We are the St. Paul VI Catholic High School Fife and Drum Corps, which is based in Chantilly, Virginia, and we are so honored to be here for this celebration. And I also welcome the Marquis himself to our performance.
Dear to my heart, because at the end of the siege of Yorktown on 19 October 1781, as the English army marched betwixt the French and the American forces, they refused to look in the direction of the Americans who had helped vanquish them. So they kept their eyes right towards the French, who there were commonly fighting throughout the centuries. But when they passed my division, the Light Infantry Division, and even though I am a Frenchman, I had the honor and privilege of commanding American soldiers. I had my band strike up Yankee Doodle, and all of the English looked in our direction.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to thank our American musicians who so graciously played with us. Thank you very much. That was Le Drapeau, the salute to the regimental flags. And today we are carrying a full-size replica of the regimental flag carried by the Regiment d'Aubigny. boys and drums. We are carrying a European style circular hunting horn or post horn. If you mail out in Europe, you see that we often still use this as the symbol for the mail service. And this one here is tuned in a higher register, similar to a modern trumpet or bugle. But throughout the 18th century, large French horn size ones of these were used often. They were used by the cavalry and the light infantry, are actually called chasseur, which means hunter in French. And they were used to relay commands to these troops because it was more portable than the drum and possible to sound from horseback, unlike the fife, which requires two hands. So the serpent was developed in 1590, and it was originally thought of as a church instrument to accompany church choirs, kind of to bolster the bass section of the choir. But over the years, it found its way into military music. They started using these in European military bands about 1750, and they were especially popular with the English, but it was invented by a Frenchman. And so they are popular throughout the continent. Yeah. That's the serpent. How is it that we are a nation today here in America? Well, we owe a lot to our first European allies, France and Spain. And that's why when we talk about American Way Distant events, we should never forget the vital contribution made by our French and Spanish allies, especially today when we celebrate the Marquis de Lafayette, who came across even before the Treaty of Alliance was signed and was our first ally fighting for freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been our honor and pleasure to get to perform for you today. I'd like to thank you all for listening to our performance. Merci encore et je vous souhaite une merveilleuse journée.